Hello gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Keysworn and some of you may know me as Tanek127 Gaming, and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video I want to talk to y'all about Vindictus Defying Fate because we got some really awesome news here on the channel. However, if you want to stay up to date on all things Vindictus, make sure you're liking today's video, subscribing to the channel if you're new, and also consider becoming a channel member to support me here on the channel directly today and get early access to exclusive goodies such as sponsor store discounts and much more by becoming a channel member. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Now let's talk all things Vindictus Defying Fate. So, for those who don't know, just a little recap. Vindictus Defying Fate is an upcoming action RPG set in the Vindictus universe, launching sometime in the future. I don't know if it's confirmed for 2025. I don't know if it's confirmed for 2026. I don't know when this game is coming out. However, if you do follow them on Twitter or any social media, they are very good at keeping players up to date on the game. Guys, I'm talking uploading concept art, showing new movement features and different things they're doing with the game. They drop different alpha tests on Steam all the time. These guys are open and keeping you updated. They talk to their players, and I love that. Alright, so we may not have a release date, we may not have a release frame, but these guys talk, they listen, they do dev streams, they interact with the player base, and they're taking feedback really serious. That's one thing I gotta respect about this game. They don't just, say, hey, we're coming, leave you in the dark, not talk for a billion weeks, months, years, or whatever, drop a test, say, okay, we're taking your feedback, and leave you in the dark again, don't say anything, and just, no. These guys have been keeping us updated every step of the way, and that is freaking cool. However, I got two pieces of awesome news for Vindictus Defying Fate that I want to share with you guys today, especially here on the channel, because you guys know we are all about console MMOs and RPGs. For a while, Vindictus Defying Fate has been pretty much confirmed as, a Steam game. We already know it's coming on Steam. Every alpha test has been done on Steam. So, obviously it's coming to PC, and Vindictus the MMO was a PC exclusive. So, no shit, Sherlock. We know it's coming to PC. However, the first piece of good news is there is multiplayer functionality in the game. Awesome. Thank God. Yes, it's not a Vindictus MMO, but we do have multiplayer features, multiplayer boss fights and stuff like that. So I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to this whole console MMO thing, if there's not a MMO coming, but there's, a multiplayer RPG or action RPG, I like those. Something that gives us similar, experience. Not to mention, because this is built on and, based on an MMO and in that game's universe, I expect, some MMO like features to hit the game eventually, depending on, how things work with them and stuff like that. So we got multiplayer. But not only do we have multiplayer confirmed, but a console version is confirmed to be coming. 100% confirmed. Here's the tweet right here. So they shared a little tweet showcasing a mock-up of a Vindictus Defying Fate controller for PlayStation 5. Now, 100% obvious, and despite what this tweet says, I don't care what anybody says, I am positive this game is coming to PS5. Xbox nor Switch 2, they're saying, everything's up in the air with the consoles. They haven't decided on all platforms yet. But I think the most guaranteed platforms, and I hate to say this, but, just how, a lot of these developers think and where games go nowadays, I'm just being realistic. I'm positive this is going to come to PlayStation 5 and possibly Switch 2. Those are my two guesses. Now, I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I hope it comes to all console platforms. But anyway, here's what they go to say. Just a glimpse of what it might feel like in your hands. Yes, we're working on a console version. Please note this is purely virtual concept image. Platform details aren't final, and we'll share more once it's official. Okay, so the fact that they teased a PS5 controller of all things tells me, a lot. Because you can do crazy designs with any of the controllers. The Xbox has a really nice, controller with all kinds of custom designs out there. These dudes even have Design Lab, for God's sakes, where you can make your own custom controllers. Literally. They picked the PlayStation 5 controller of all things to do a concept art for, even though the buttons shown even here on the dev stream are on an Xbox controller. They still went and picked a PS5 controller to use for their concept art. Gee, I wonder why. I'm just saying. Like I said, even the Switch Pro controller, nice, good-looking one that you can easily customize and stuff like too. But of all controllers, they picked PlayStation 5. I am positive the console version that's guaranteed is PS5, and it's the other two, Xbox and Switch, that are up in the air. I think the Switch 2 is more likely because of, the fan base and the platform. And, I think because the lack of third-party support and games on Switch 2 right now, I think it would be a smart move for Vindictus Defying Fate to target that platform. But, that's just my personal opinion. Now, like I said, guys, don't take it as if, I'm saying it's not coming to Xbox or anything like that. I'm just taking a guess and just going by on how things have been working in the industry and the stuff I've been seeing for the past 3 or 4 years now. So, I'm sure if, some of you guys think real hard and, you just look at how things obviously have been, you'll probably agree with me. But regardless, we have a console version confirmed. There's a Vindictus game coming on console. It's going to have multiplayer. I know Souls-like combat isn't exactly for everybody, but this game, it also does have difficulty options. If that's something you're interested in toning down, just so you don't deal with that crazy Souls-like difficulty. But guys, honestly, for those who haven't played Souls-likes, when you play them with friends, they're a lot more fun. All right. Me personally, I'm a guy that prefers to play my Souls-likes in multiplayer with friends. When I play games like Elden Ring or Dark Souls like that, I summon all the boys. We go and beat the hell out of bosses, grind the game, and level up our weapons and stuff like that as high as possible. I don't care about going and soloing the hardest boss, just to show off in a video and all that shit. I don't play Souls games like that. I could care less about that. I like getting my bros on and beating a shit out of monsters together. That's what I like doing in my RPGs. So I'm just saying, guys, we don't have a lot of console MMOs coming at the moment. There's a select few. And Vindictus, is an MMO that, with a reputation that speaks for itself. And these guys are making an action RPG version of it. And so far, a lot of these games that go from MMO to Souls-like have been successful. Look at Lies of P. If they went from Bless Unleashed to Lies of P. Success. Look at the Dungeon Fighter series to First Berserker Kazan. Success. I'm just saying there's examples out there. This might be something a lot of you guys may want to look into. But anyway, guys, if you want to check more out about Vindictus Defying Fate, I'll leave a link to their social media down in the video description. Y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.